Nikki Clarke Show live here at the Paintbox Bistro, 555 Dundas Street East. And how's everybody doing? Fantastic. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're all here, and we've got a fantastic show lined up for you today. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time, conversations that matter. And we have a gentleman who just got off the train from Ottawa, the nation's capital, and he's here to share the good word of all that he's doing in network marketing. He's known in Ottawa as the wealthy trainer. Please put your hands together for Marc M. Lalonde to the show. Ça va?
Thanks for having me, Nikki.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So I was saying earlier, the train, isn't that a comfortable ride in?
Yes, it is. It's
amazing.
Yeah. Quite the scenery.
It is, It is. So how long have you been living in Ottawa?
All my life.
Really?
Yeah. This is my first time in Toronto, actually.
Wow, so we got to make some noise for that. Make sure that, he's got a good impression, So what was it like coming off in Toronto land, and was it everything you expected and more?
The traffic is insane.
Yeah. You went straight to the traffic.
Yeah, it took half an hour to get about 8 blocks. Pretty wild.
That sounds normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is normal. So we anticipate that, and we kind of like work around that schedule, plan ahead. But tell us about your background leading up to what you're doing today.
Okay. Well, I was a computer programmer for almost 2 decades. I loved programming, which is why I got into the field, but I was not into the whole, I'm going to just talk to you. I wasn't into the whole corporate thing. I guess I wasn't built for the whole high pressure, high stress, that kind of stuff. So throughout my journey in computers, I always look for entrepreneurial ventures along the way. So I tried a lot of hit and misses along the way. But my true passion was wellness, health and wellness, fitness. I was a personal trainer before I was a programmer, but because computers just paid more, and it was more of a, because it just paid more at the end of the day. And I like programming, I kind of fell into that field. And I basically burnt out in computer programming. So I looked aggressively for ways to make money outside of computers, and that's when I found the wellness product. I started sharing it. Because I've been in fitness for such a long time, I knew what was in the ingredients. I was able to give some coaching about it. So I started selling the products. I got a lot of results myself, because in computers I put on about 50 pounds. And I was able to. Because
it's sedentary work, right? You're sitting.
Oh yeah, and me it was.
This is getting the exercise.
It was the stress. It was the bosses. It was the high pressure. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. So with my results, I got a little bit of a sales team going. Within 6 months, I was making between 10 and 15,000. I don't know if I'm supposed to say figures, but between 10 and 15,000 per month, basically selling protein powders and vitamins. And then I started building a sales team. That got up to around 20,000, and that's about what I was making in computers. I was making almost 200,000 as a consultant. So that's when I said, that's it. I never looked back. It's been 4 years since I've been free from my computer job. But then there was a sticking point, and it wasn't that I was greedy for money. It's just that I couldn't break that 20,000 per month. And again, it's not about the money. It's just there were so many other people doing exactly what I was doing who were making 6 figures a month. And I was like, okay, they've got nothing on me. I'm working my tail off. It looks like they're doing a couple of webinars here and there, and they're making 100,000 a month, chilling. So as Tony Robbins calls it, it's called role modeling, when you basically dissect what someone's doing. So instead of trying to figure it out myself, I would look at what the $100,000 per month earners were doing and dissecting it, and then it just clicked. They were using online marketing. So no more harassing people in vitamin aisles, no more approaching people, just use online marketing. So like any skill, I had to learn it. I had to learn how to place ads, target ads, and then my income tripled. So I got up to between 50 and 60,000 per month within a 1 month period.
Wow.
But check it out, it gets better. There's one more defining moment, which is kind of where everything where it may perk up a lot of ears here, because a lot of people miss this. Online marketing is one thing, but when you brand yourself as the public figure, or the celebrity online, or the authority in your specific niche, people get to know, like, and trust you. So you don't need to be the most knowledgeable nutritionist out there. If they just see you every day in and day out, it's called personal branding. So with online marketing, I was rocking it, but then when you reach a certain point, you get bigger goals. And now I look at 8-figure earners, like 7-figure earner, making 7 figures a year. Making 7 figures has always been a dream of mine, but it was never realistic until I started making 6 figures per month. And then I started looking at the big picture. And when I started branding myself, in other words, when I would do videos on YouTube, free value. So there's an equation here. If you provide free value to people all the time, this is why online marketing, I'm a little all over the place, but it's why online marketing and personal branding, they work hand in hand. You need them both. But you need to brand yourself as the authority, and you need to provide free value that actually works. And here's the aha moment. I'll go really quick, because this is exciting. Because once you provide free value, then you can invite everyone to a webinar, and then they already know you.
So you got them hooked.
You booked them, yeah. But you have to give those 7 exposures first. And that's when you do ad dripping and stuff. That's when you use Facebook pixels and things like that. Well, my discovery was I was able to do this with any niche. So whether you like to fish, whether you like to bake pies. I have a client right now, she bakes pies. She makes videos on how to cut the pie crust, and she's monetizing it using this exact this plan of branding yourself, personal branding. So once I noticed that this applied to any niche, I was able to take people's passions and monetize that. So literally allow people to do what they love and make money from it. And that feeling, once I started doing that, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to help people brand themselves. I'll kind of end it quick. So the challenge for me was teaching people how to do this, because like anything, it requires skills. It requires education. Lawyers make $100,000 a year. How long did they go to school for it? Accountants make $100 grand a year. How long did they go to school for it? So when someone comes to me and says, Marc, I want you to brand me, how do I do it? I go, well, you need to learn the foundation first. So this is why I created, may I do my pitch?
Of course.
I created I created an online university that is actually cleverly named Branding You University, YOU.com, yeah. And it's all about branding you in whatever niche you're in. Here's the thing, we have actors, we have writers, we have lawyers, we have insurance brokers, we have real estate agents, we have teachers. But more importantly, what excites me the most is people that have a certain passion that's unlike just something they actually enjoy doing. How cool would it be to make 6 figures or more doing what you actually love and help people?
It's pretty cool.
And be a celebrity in your own way. I mean, I just recently broke, this is weird, but I just recently broke 1 million Twitter followers. And when you look at the numbers, you don't realize that those digital numbers are actually real people. So when I do a webinar, it's not, but you have to give something that's good. You don't want to just, so you provide value that works, how to lose a pound. I know, I've made some nutritionist friends here today. All value is good. Well, I could go on forever.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, it's absolutely free to register, everybody. If you want to enroll to be a student, Branding University is me dissecting my brain and doing what I did to be where I am today in bite-sized pieces from A to Z. Because unless you know the basics and build your foundation, you can't just make videos and cross your fingers.
Yeah, there has to be a strategy, and it can't be random content, right?
Yeah.
It has to be strategic. And it's great that you're there to mentor people to know how to monetize that, because there has to be value returned to you. There has to be return on your investment, right? So that is fantastic. So U University, it's launched online. And where can people go to register? It's for free.
It just launched on March 17th, and the success stories are absolutely insane, guys. Like I said, someone's an avid fisherman, and he's making almost $60,000 a year by just really quick. It's all. Well, I don't want to give all the secrets here.
Don't give it all away.
Register, but it's really about selflessly providing value. Like his first video was the top 10 fishing lures, or the top 10 places to fish in North America. Then he would target that with marketing to fishermen, and people would always see his videos because we use Facebook pixels to always go in people's timelines, slick little tricks.
And then you'll reel them in, right?
Reel them in.
Yeah.
7 free values, then a webinar, and their credit cards are good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Marc, mind blown right now. I've learned so much. Yo, couldn't tell. This is amazing. Didn't you learn a lot from Marc in just like a few minutes? So we're going to register on U University and know everything there is to know about personal branding.
Yeah.
And anywhere else we can reach you. You've got a website, The Wealthy Trainer.
Well, here's the beauty. TheWealthyTrainer.com is the brand I've created. That's with all the Twitter followers. And that's my brand. It's a 7-figure brand now. Pretty crazy stuff. You'll see my cartoon face. It's about health and wealth. So that's my brand. And branding University is the .com for everything I've learned to build that brand that I'm teaching anyone who wants to monetize their passion.
Fantastic. Okay. Marc M. Lalonde, everybody, The Wealthy Trainer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Welcome back here at the Nikki Clarke Show live, and we've got a beautiful lady with us today. She is the co-founder of the Karuba Festival. Please welcome Rachael. Abah to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you. You look stunning. Love this color on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had an overcoat on. I didn't see the beauty until you're like, whoa, and then the angels came out and all the beauty was shining. So forgive me if I have to blink. It's very bright.
Oh, no.
But so tell me about what you're doing with Karuba Festival. What does Karuba mean?
Karuba is actually Malinke language of West Africa.
Okay.
And Karuba means sacred forest or enchanted forest. That's what the word actually means, and it's an actual physical place. Okay. Many cultures within West Africa, and probably across Africa as well, by different names, have a sacred or enchanted forest where it's considered sacred ground, where there's like an annual festival of just communities coming together, and all this ritual that goes into it, preparing the environment and the ground for people to come into the sacred space once a year. And a lot of prayer, a lot of just being one with nature and with a higher power, and a lot of, in the prayer, there's a lot of whatever's on your heart, it's a purging, and it's also like a lot of supplication, asking for what your heart's desire is, and then the energy gets amplified in that space, and things are manifested and come to fruition over time. And then the following Karuba, you'll come and give thanks. So wow. It's a
sacred gathering.
It's a sacred gathering and a drawing of energies and coming together as a community, a greater community.
A greater community.
Yeah.
So it's happening November.
This is happening November 3rd. So we don't have a sacred forest. You know, so what we've attempted to do, Amara Kante, who's the other co-founder, and I, is to create a space and an environment where we invite, it's a festival of mastery, and a festival where the sacred and the secular are integrated, because that's the way it has always been traditionally. And so we invite and curate master artists of all mediums. So it's music, it's dance, it's visual arts, it's spoken word, it's anything as creative beings that come through us. Kuraba is the platform for that. So we get all these people, they have less than a week to get their egos aside, no bands, no entourages, no safety nets, and we throw them together. They come up with an original repertoire. Everyone is a master and everyone is a servant and in service to the culture along with their peers. And they go on stage and it is electric. It's unlike any other. You know, a lot of people go and they think, oh, it's a concert. It's a world music concert until they get there and they're like, what is this? You know, and the energy, it's palpable. You can actually feel it in the space, and it's a lot of exchange of energy, a lot of the griots, which are like the oral historians and the wisdom keepers, and as they're singing and speaking the histories, and you can feel it. You can feel it going through your body, and you come out feeling so elated and so energized and so blessed, because that is what the experience is designed to do.
It sounds transformational.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So tell me about your background, you know, lending to this wonderful creation you have. It must come from somewhere.
I don't know, because I would never, if someone had asked me even 6 years ago, because now we're 2017, we're celebrating our 5th year as you know, of the Kuraba Festival.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, the organization itself is it's about 3 years old. So it's really amazing how this journey has you know, unfolded. I would never have thought, when I grow up, I'm going to be a presenter or producer of a music festival or festival of mastery or artistry. I would never have thought that. My background, I'm an English major. I, you know, graduated with honors in humanities. I was always attracted to story. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, I might be a journalist. I might be, you know, I'd go into marketing. I was highly successful in sales. You know, so I always thought, but it was always the story. Yeah. So I excelled in sales, not because I sold stuff, but because the emphasis was on story. I connected with people based on a story, you know, telling a story of, you know, a plant, mm-hmm. or, you know, and how having that in your life might impact your life in a positive way was really the key. And so fast forward now to Kuraba, where it's about, you know, and the tagline for Kuraba is our world, our stories. So it's really the story of mastery and what that means, you know, through like rites of passage, apprenticeship, and really, you know, constantly perfecting, constantly, even though you never arrive at perfection, there's no such thing, but it's that journey of learning and growing and sharing and collaborating and constantly being, you know, in sync with one another. You know, relationship mm-hmm. is really important. And so for me, that background led me to this, where now I can mentor up-and-coming artists, you know, and put them together in the same room and on the same stage with artists they would never in a million years feel they would have an opportunity to. Yeah. Awesome. So
who are the artists involved this year?
This year we have, of course, Amara Kante. He's a master percussionist. He's performing. He's also the co-founder and artistic director. We have Mamadou Kone, who is coming in from France. Wow. He's also a master percussionist. We have Ahmed Fofana, who is an amazing arranger, composer. He plays multiple instruments. He's just coming off a tour with Nas. Wow. And
you know Nas, right?
Nas and Miss Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. He's just coming off a tour with them, so he's flying in to do this. And we have like multiple. Abdoulaye Traoré, who is amazing on the guitar. He's coming in from France as well. Like, they're just coming. And then we've got local artists as well, so who are also international. And so we have Shamaka Ali on drum kit. We have, oh my goodness, Roger Williams, who is an amazing bass guitar player.
Marc is my neighbor.
Is he? Yeah, so he's in Kuraba. And yeah, so wonderful, wonderful talent. We also have Nada El Mazria, who moved to Toronto from Egypt. And she opened a school, like an academy of Egyptian dance. And she's actually a master of Egyptian folkloric dance. And she's all over the place as well, traveling and touring. And she's actually going to be in the show. And it'll be amazing to see what she does.
Well, it sounds quite dynamic with the talent that you'll have at the Sacred Gathering. And where's it going to be? At what time?
It's going to be on Friday, November the 3rd at the Randolph Theatre at Bathurst and Bloor.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's
736, I believe.
And that's right behind what Honest Ed's used to be.
Yes,
right
it's on
it.
the same block where Honest Ed's used to be, just across the street, on Lennox, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $40 if you, like, tickets are $40, but they're a little cheaper online, so go to Eventbrite and purchase your tickets there.
Okay.
And at the door, it's $50.
Okay, very reasonable.
Yes.
And where can people find you? Can you get some more information?
Kuraba, we do have a website, www.kouraba.org, kuraba.org. I also have a website, rachaelabah.com or rachaelabah.ca, whichever. You'll still find me because I do a lot of mentoring. I do a lot of personal and spiritual work, individually and in groups. I speak. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we're so honored to have you here.
Thank you.
And we look forward to this fantastic festival coming up November 3rd at the Randolph Theatre.
At the Randolph Theatre in Toronto.
Yeah. Rachael Abah, everybody.
Thank you.
So much.